Welcome to the Explainer. So if you've ever opened up Google Flow, you've probably felt that sudden wave of overwhelm, right? It's an absolutely incredible tool for making AI-generated images and videos. But man, staring at that blank dashboard for the first time, it's a lot. It's kind of intimidating. But do not worry, because today we are going to break down the exact building blocks you need to completely master it. We're turning that confusion into total confidence, and we're going to do it scene by scene. Want to master 80% of Google Flow in just minutes? That is the exact question we're answering today. See, the real secret here is that you don't actually need to spend hours memorizing every single button and hidden menu. No way. If you just focus on a few core tools and really get the fundamental workflow down, you're going to master 80% of what this platform can do. Focusing on these essentials, it's a real game changer. It yields massive results, and honestly, it's going to save you a ton of time and those super precious AI credits. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. 1. Mastering Google Flow basics. 2. Maintaining character consistency. 3. Creating your first video. 4. Stitching scenes together. And 5. The most efficient workflow. All right, let's get to it. Section 1. Mastering Google Flow basics. Start your projects here. So everything you create in Google Flow starts the exact same way. It's all neatly organized into what they call projects. You just head over to their URL, log in, and boom, you are ready to start building right from your main dashboard. Getting started is literally just 4 clicks. First, you hit New Project. Second, right down there in the prompt box, you choose if you want an image or a video. We're going to kick things off with image generation. Third, you select your aspect ratio. Let's go with 9:16 for this one. And finally, you pick your generation model. Flow gives you a few options, but we'll select the Nano Banana 2 model. Now, you just type what you want in the prompt box. Let's keep it super simple and just type a cat. Hit the arrow, and Flow generates your images. And you want to know the best part? These foundational image generations often cost 0 credits, absolutely free. Moving on to Section 2, Maintaining Character Consistency. Keep characters exact. Now, this right here is easily the most common beginner headache in the AI world. How on earth do you keep the exact same character looking identical when you move them into different shots or completely new environments? It's like a giant puzzle. Well, the secret to solving that exact problem is understanding the difference between 2 vastly different functions: editing versus referencing. Now, what's really interesting here is that if you just want to tweak an image you already made, say changing the blue blanket your cat is sitting on to an orange one, you just click directly on the generated image and type in your change. That's editing. But if you want your specific cat to show up in a brand new environment, like outside in a winter tree, you don't edit. Actually, scratch that. You can't edit. Instead, you go down to the prompt box, click the little plus icon, attach your original cat image as a reference, and then type your new prompt. This guarantees Flow users your exact character as the baseline for the whole new scene. Section 3, Creating your first video. Breathe life into images. Okay, so now that we've got our consistent cat character nailed down, it's time to take that perfectly crafted image and really breathe some motion and life into it. To pull this off, you need to understand what Flow calls ingredients. Ingredients are basically just the inputs you provide to guide the video generation. Think of it as the secret sauce. By combining your attached reference image, in this case, our cat, with a specific text action, you are making absolutely sure that your exact character is the one performing the movement. You aren't just generating some random cat rolling over. You are generating your cat rolling over. So the crucial point here is that you have to perfectly dial in your video settings before you even hit generate. First, you want to match the video's aspect ratio to your reference image, so we're sticking with 9:16. For the model, Omni is currently the absolute best choice. And listen up, because here is a massive pro tip. Select only one output, just one. Video generations eat up significantly more credits than images, so generating a bunch of variations at once, that'll burn through your allowance so fast. Finally, choose a 6-second length. All right, with the reference image attached and all those settings locked in, we just add our text prompt. We type, "The cat rolls over on his back." You hit send, wait a minute or so, and Flow outputs this flawless 6-second video clip of our exact cat performing that exact action. It literally is that straightforward. Which brings us to Section 4, Stitching Scenes Together. Build your timeline. Now, creating isolated clips is super fun, but true mastery, that's taking those separate, disconnected clips and combining them into a single cohesive narrative timeline. To actually build a scene, we're going to need a second clip. We're going to generate a fresh one, but this time, we intentionally won't use a reference image at all. We'll just type in our text prompt. A woman walks around her house looking for a cat. Flow does its thing and gives us a really great 6-second clip of a woman calling for Oliver. So now we've got two separate videos, the woman looking for the cat and our original consistent cat rolling on its back. Okay, let's merge them. Starting with your newly generated clip of the woman, you simply click the button that says Add Clip. This pops open a menu where you select your other video, our cat rolling over. Then you just click Add to Scene. Instantly, Flow drops both of those videos right onto one unified timeline for you. And this brilliantly illustrates how you maintain creative control when the AI, isn't absolutely perfect. See, in our first clip, the woman actually finds a cat at the very end, but it's the wrong cat. And in our second clip, the very beginning of the cat's roll has a slight AI glitch. But hey, no problem at all. Right there on the timeline, you just click and drag to trim it. We just cut the first clip right before she spots the wrong cat, and then we trim the beginning of the second clip so it starts exactly when our cat is already on its back. Just like that, the glitches are gone and our narrative remains perfectly intact. All right, section 5, the most efficient workflow. Optimize your generation. Because look, knowing what the tools do is only half the battle. Executing them in the exact right order, that is how you protect your resources and actually get your projects across the finish line. Let's see how this builds into the ultimate pro tip. You should always layer your project in 3 phases. Phase 1, start with image generation. It's incredibly cheap, sometimes even free. This lets you endlessly iterate until the look of your character or your environment is absolutely perfect. Only once that image is perfect do you move to Phase 2, video generation. Remember, this costs significantly more credits. And finally, you take those finished videos and move to Phase 3, scene stitching for your final output. If you try to jump straight into video generation just to figure out what your character looks like, you are going to drain your account in minutes, literally. And speaking of draining your account, we really need to talk about the reality of credits. Every single video generation costs you, and your Google AI plan dictates your strict limits. The Pro plan gives you 1,000 credits, while the Ultra plan gives you 10,000 credits. You have got to keep a close eye on your usage history up there in the top right corner of the platform, because once they're gone, they are gone until your account resets at the end of the month. Now, if you're a really heavy user and those credit limits are just a constant bottleneck for you, the source material does note an alternative. All-in-one platforms like i10x offer a subscription that might help. For about $17.50 a month, you get a massive pool of 7,500 credits. Plus, you aren't just locked into Google. You get access to models from OpenAI, Anthropic, and others, along with integrations for third-party tools like Zoom. So it's a pretty great workaround if you find yourself hitting that Google Flow ceiling way too often. Before we wrap this up, Flow also has a few advanced, super fun features tucked away that are definitely worth mentioning. You can use the Avatar tool, which basically gives you a QR code to scan your face with your phone. Once you're scanned in, you can inject yourself directly into your scenes. Like, you could be riding a unicorn dressed as a knight. It's incredibly fun. There's also the Agent tool, which acts as a chat-based brainstorming assistant. Let's say you want to make a fun animation for your niece, but you don't have a script. The agent will literally talk you through ideas, like designing a whole story around a clumsy red panda, and then it'll actually help you generate all the assets for it. So, we have completely broken down the overwhelm. You now understand the fundamentals: starting projects, using referencing for character consistency, defining your ingredients to generate motion, and stitching it all together on a timeline, all while managing your credits efficiently. You have the exact blueprint you need to build a video scene by scene. So the only question left is, what world will you create first? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and happy building.